records of sales. What do we say? Like Halo 2 broke the records for first day sales of any media, even books or movies. They want to have something that is such a big phenomenon. But I don't think Haze or even UT3 for that matter for the PS3 will be something that can do it. Even Killzone 2, I don't know. Everyone is just saying that, okay, the game looks great, but you should know how the game plays. Only then when anyone will buy it. No one will just go and blindly buy it or anything.
Well, talking about Unreal Tournament 3, on the Unreal Engine, Epic and Midway are making a deal to make an exclusive Unreal Engine for PS3 usage. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this very useful? What do you see in this?
Yeah, it's already most of the developers are having problems with the PS3 because it was hard to develop on the PS3 as it's a totally different environment for them, not a standard type of processor or anything. So they had to do it. They had to get someone to make something that is by standard so that it will be easy for everyone to make. So they asked Epic and they made modifications to the UE3 and now it's there. Then the work of compiling games for PS3 has become a lot easier.
So what? So new games using Unreal Tournament. I'm sorry, Unreal Engine, first person or whatever. Using this Unreal Engine, are they gonna necessarily be exclusive to Sony?
I mean, in case now if you see a game of Unreal Engine 3 on the 360. And if in case it was going to be made for PS3 also, then instead of using the standard Unreal Engine 3, they will just use the Unreal Engine 3 which is made for the PS3. So it will be just like programming for PC and PS3 can understand it, that's all. And even if they want to make an exclusive game which uses Unreal Engine 3, they will be using this specific one, this specific special engine whatever they made.
Sony's taking, big steps, they're polishing. They've come a long way, right, since last E3?
Yeah, last E3 was very much dull, not too much exciting. Start off with Gran Turismo and a long, slow ride. It was, no matter how you see it, it was a lot better than last year's E3.
Yes, and they're polishing, right? They're coming up, they're making the deals, they're making engines exclusively for their consoles.
Yeah.
So this can all
they're using their money. They're using their money where it should be. Instead of like losing exclusives like previously, not caring about others, they're doing something about it.
They should have used that money to secure GTA 4, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. The last GTA 4, I don't know how they did. But no problem. Anyways, it was going to come to both no matter what. It's happening at the same time now.
Yeah, you're right, But, I don't know. They're making like these they're polishing, they're, they're going smooth around the edges, making the whole system better, the online maybe. Is there still, time for damage control? Can they still do something that's going to be exclusive to Sony? Make Sony again, or not again, but make Sony something exclusive for them. They make a game for Sony, and it's going to be for Sony. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Like all Sony's internal studios are the only ones that are going to do that. Only the internal studios are included. As for the non-internal studios, it will take a lot of amount of money to make it only exclusive to PS3. As next-gen development costs a lot, every publisher wants to make the game on 3 platforms, all platforms. So we can't expect exclusives from any company now, unless paid a lot.
Okay. So after that, they showed a lot of multi-platform games. They did something smart, in my opinion, because they didn't, highlight. They didn't spotlight the multi-platform games. They're only spotlighting games that are necessary for Sony for a certain time. But they're doing the right thing. Yes, Madden is gonna come, but you saw it like in the 2-second footage. That's alright. We don't need to publish multi-platform games. I think that's a good decision, don't you?
Yeah, and so this time they had to show what is there in the PS3 that is not there in any other place. So they had to show that so that people will buy the system. So it was very much necessary to show the exclusives more than the multi-platform games for them.
Exactly. And up to now, we talked about Sony and everything, but really, none of that really cares. I mean, everything we've talked about, discussed about, forget it. Because here is where the real conference started. They bring out creator of a 20th anniversary game.
What's that?
What's that? Are you kidding me? It's MGS. It's the MGS anniversary. 20 years anniversary.
Microsoft Game Studios?
No. MGS. MGS. Metal Gear Solid. A game that,
Oh my God.
without a doubt, I think is the greatest game made by humanity. And that's just my opinion. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. But,
Yeah, it is a very great game.
it's a great game. All kidding aside, it's a great game. Mr. Hideo Kojima came out and talked about how, well, you explained it.
Yeah. At starting itself, he came with his translator and spoke in Japanese, and he showed the trailer. And after the amazing trailer, he gave goodbye, saying that on 17th in some Tokyo, they will be having some PlayStation premiere where he'll be demoing it and showing something crazy that no one expected, and how it will be, how a stealth game can be played in a war zone.
No, I'm sorry, man. I mean, I didn't hear anything because it wasn't. I mean, all I heard was a game was coming out. No. Hideo Kojima came and gave the prologue to the greatest game ever made by humanity, and a trailer so epic that sent so many people into cardiac arrest. Vamp versus Raiden.
Great, amazing.
Should we cut the podcast here? That's all you need to know. Go see that trailer. Raiden versus Vamp versus Raiden, whatever the hell you want. And real-time graphics, which are undoubtedly one of the best graphics, in any game right now. Do you think?
Yeah, it was very good. But the only thing I didn't like was that red-haired girl. Her hair was sticking like a piece of rock. I thought it would be moving, each strand of hair moving and all that. That was the only thing I didn't like. But other than that, it was simply amazing.
Well, she's a girl, right? A woman, and she probably used a lot of hairspray or something.
Ah, okay. Then if it is natural for hair to stick like that, then it's okay. Because I was feeling that maybe I can see each strand of hair and everything moving in detail and all that. I was thinking it would be too detailed.
Well, yeah,
Snake's gray hair was moving indeed. So it was good.
Ocelot's hair was moving too low, but they need a little bit more. You're right. They should concentrate a bit more on like the little stuff, like the hair, like Vamp's hair, man. Vamp's hair should have been everywhere in that fight.
And Vamp had that bullet that Snake hits him, right? On the forehead?
No, Raiden hits him when it deflects from Fortune. Deflects from Fortune.
Yeah.
But why did it? I mean, I'm not making this, the podcast or conversation about MGS4, but I mean, the trailer was very good. But and of course, the aftermath of the trailer comes out 2008, first quarter. Yes.
Yeah, worldwide.
Worldwide, that's good. It's.
Why? See, the reason I say why it happened is because Konami was saying so much that they want a larger audience for Metal Gear Solid. They want to make it not exclusive and all that. What I think is maybe Sony said that you will get a large audience. We promise you that by 2008 you will have at least 5 million to 6 million people playing on the PS3. So you will in fact get a very big money for what you developed. So I think relating to all this, they reduced the price to $100, and they made the announcement that it will come in 2008. So what I'm thinking is, depending on how many sales by the time of release for Metal Gear Solid PS3 has, Konami will decide on the exclusivity of the game.
Definitely. But the game was pretty much made for the PS3, right? All that information, all those graphics, can they, get inside a DVD and play on a 360?